again and welcome. Welcome to class number 1043. Yes, Marta, there's more light today. Estoy más cegado hoy. I am blinded. Yeah, I'm blind. I can't see. All right. So probably if you see me white, I'm wearing a white shirt. I have blue eyes, light skin. Yeah, so I'm like a ghost maybe. Who knows? Welcome, class 1043. 2 paragraphs or 3 maybe. Yes. Yeah. Well, okay, maybe. At least 2. On page 71, the last 2 paragraphs. All the employees stood up when the boss entered the room. I was surprised. I had never seen that before, except when I was in the Marines 30 years ago. Este señor hace 30 años fue soldado en los Marines. Okay. All the employees stood up. All the employees stood up, stood up, stood up, se pusieron de pie, stood up. Del verbo to stand up. Levántate, stand up, get up. Se dice más get up. Stand up is ponte de pie, más que levántate, which is the same thing, basically. We say stand up. Okay, boys and girls, everybody stand up. Okay, everybody sit down. Stand up again. Sit back down. Stand back up. Sit back down. Stand back up. Con el back. 1000 veces si quieres back. Sit back up. All right. Everybody, in the past tense, stood. Todos los empleados se pusieron de pie. All the employees stood up. Stood up. Stood up. All the employees stood up when the boss entered the room. Cuando el jefe entró la habitación. Entró la habitación en inglés. No decimos entró en. Sí se dice entrar en cuando es figurado. Entrar en una discusión. Entrar en un debate. Entrar en un tema. Y eso sí, to enter into. To enter into debate. To enter into a discussion. To enter into an argument, que es discusión más bien acalorada. To enter into. Pero físicamente entrar en un recinto es to enter. Yeah, to enter heaven. Has entrado en el cielo. ¿No te has dado cuenta? Where am I? Where am I? Make an educated guess. Adivine usted. Where am I? You have entered heaven. Heaven? Thank God. Hell no? No, heaven. All right. To enter. So all the employees stood up when the boss entered the room. Yeah, the boss entered the room. Yeah. Jawohl. Okay. Like the Germans. All the employees stood up when the boss entered the room. I was surprised. I was surprised. Estaba sorprendido. Me sorprendí. Me sorprendió el hecho. I was surprised. Surprise. Supper. Surprised. Surprised. I was surprised. Fíjense en la pronunciación. Claro, se escribe sur, grised. Sur, norte-sur. Pronunciation, como la última cena. The last supper. Surprise. Supper. Una cena de sorpresa. A surprise supper. Aunque diríamos probablemente surprise dinner. We have 2 words for cena. Surprise, surprise, surprise. A surprise birthday party. I was surprised. All the employees stood up when the boss entered the room. I was surprised. I had never seen that before. Nunca había visto eso antes. I had, pluscuamperfecto aquí. I had never seen that. That is a situación. I had never seen that before, except when I was in the Marines 30 years ago. Claro, el boss era el general. Everybody stood up. I had never seen that before. The reason I wrote this paragraph last year, I was remembering a movie called 1, 2, 3. In Spanish, 1, 2, 3. I think the movie was filmed in 1962 or 1963. The director was Billy Wilder, a very famous director especially for comedies. Yeah. And James Cagney was the general manager of Coca-Cola Alemania. So he was an American in the German headquarters of the Coca-Cola company. But in West Germany, not in East Germany, because at that time, Germany was separated into West Germany and East Germany. And West Berlin, East Berlin, because of the wall, the Iron Curtain, la cortina de hierro, el talón de acero, the Iron Curtain. But in Berlin was the headquarters of Coca-Cola. And James Cagney, the American from Atlanta, from the headquarters of Coca-Cola, was the general manager for the German operations. And his office was in the headquarters, but he needed to cross a big open area of employees to reach his office. And every time he walked in, 50 people stood up. And he said, sit down, all right. And I remembered that. 1, 2, 3. If you've never seen the movie, it's very good. It's very good because James Cagney's daughter falls in love with a Russian living in East Berlin. And so there's a ideological problem here. All right. All the employees stood up when the boss entered the room. I was surprised. I had never seen anything like that. I had never seen that before, except when I was in the Marines 30 years ago. I've never been in the Marines. Yes. However, in this company, como los marines, algo así. All right. The next one, at the bottom of page 71. If you've never thrown a javelin, let me show you how. If you've never thrown a javelin, ¿tú has lanzado una jabalina una vez? No. She's never thrown a javelin. Well, Richard, yeah. Have you ever thrown a javelin? Yeah, I have. You see, I spent a lot of time, I was a sprinter, velocista, and so I spent a lot of time with other people in track and field. So I've thrown the discus, I've thrown the shot put, and I've thrown the javelin, I've pole vaulted, I've high jumped, I've long jumped, I've done everything, except a triple salto. The triple jump, no. Bum, bum, bum. I've never done the triple jump. Have you ever done the triple jump? Tampoco. Ya somos dos aquí. Eso de ya somos dos, se dice en inglés, that makes 2 of us. Eso hace 2 de nosotros. Es más rebuscado en inglés. That makes 2 of us. That makes 2 of us. She's never done the triple jump. Bueno, en la vida hay que hacer triples saltos mucho, con los obstáculos que nos ponen. All right. But in any case, literally, physically, she's never done the triple jump, and neither have I. She has never done the triple jump, and neither have I. However, I have thrown a javelin. You run, and you throw the javelin. All right, jabalina, con V en inglés, jabalina. All right, if you've never thrown a javelin, let me show you how. Let me show you how. Déjame que te enseñe cómo. Let me show you how. Yes. Grasp the javelin. ¿Tenemos jabalina por aquí? Do we have a javelin around here? She didn't bring the props. This is not a javelin, it's a pin. But let's pretend it's a javelin. All right. It's a very small javelin. It's a javelin for, how do you say? Para Lilliput. All right. So you grasp. Okay, to grasp is asir o agarrar de una forma firme. That's to grasp. To grab también es agarrar. You go to the dictionary and say grasp, agarrar. Grab, con B, agarrar. What's the difference? Well, to grasp is like this. And to grab is much more violent. Grab. If you're in the bus, and you're not grasping a bar, all right, it can be dangerous sometimes because the bus driver sometimes is abrupt. Yeah, you know that. And if you're not, bam, you grab the bar. If you haven't grasped the bar, then maybe you will need to grab the bar in order not to fall down. But here's to grasp. If you've never thrown, to throw is lanzar, arrojar. Hay otra palabra for to throw, tirar. Un tiro libre de baloncesto is a free throw. Throw. Tírame la pelota. Throw me the ball. Throw. To throw. If you've never thrown a javelin, let me show you how. All right. Grasp the javelin right here, where it's marked. You see? Right here. Grasp the javelin right here where it's marked. Can you see it? Oh, yeah. Can you see it? Then shake it up and down. Shake. Well, shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Shake. Shake it up and down and back and forth. Up and down and back and forth. Back and forth. Get a feel for it. Consigue un sentir. Sí, en inglés. Consigue un sentir para ello o por ello. Get a feel for it. Yeah. Lo que hago por esta gente. Okay, sí. Get a feel for it. Yo tengo un... Yeah, es algo más... Now it feels more comfortable, more natural. Yeah, up and down, back and forth. Up and down, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Fourth, no sé, bueno, hacia adelante, back and forth. Si añadimos una U es la cuarta vez, the fourth time. Se pronuncia igual, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If you've never thrown a javelin, let me show you how. Grasp the javelin where it's marked. Can you see it? Yeah. Then shake it. Shake. Yeah. I'm shaking the water. Yeah. I know a person who takes 2 aspirin, dos aspirinas, but he doesn't take them, he puts them into water, and then he shakes it until the aspirin is completely dissolved, and then he drinks the water. I don't know if it works. I don't know if that's better. I don't take aspirin. I don't usually have a headache. All right. Shake it up and down and back and forth. Get a feel for it. Sí, get a feel for... Luego voy a enseñar step, el verbo to step con preposiciones. And I'm going to talk about step, to get a feel for it. Yeah, up, down, back, forth. Up and down, back and forth. Up and down, back and forth. Get a feel for the expression. Yeah, es un sexto sentido. Up and down, back and forth. Up and down, back and forth. All right. How much time? Let me see how much. We have a lot of time, yeah. Okay. I'm going to do one more paragraph at the top of page 72. At the top. Not at the bottom, nor in the middle, but at the top. When I became well known and people started recognizing me in public, I decided to wear a baseball cap for the first time in 40 years. Now people usually don't recognize me. This is true. Cuando me hice conocido, cuando llegué a ser persona conocida, se dice en inglés bien conocido. Nunca se dice conocido. Él es una persona bien conocida. Así se dice, o sea, una persona de cierto renombre o reconocimiento. When I became, to become es llegar a ser, hacerse, convertirse en. When I became well known and people started recognizing me in public, profesor, señor Vaughan. Okay, siempre es profesor o señor Vaughan, no me llaman otra cosa. Curioso. Yeah. I remember once, 10 years ago, I was in Alicante, and I was walking on a narrow street, completely empty, except in the distance, a man was coming with a small motorcycle. And he was wearing a helmet with a visor, but dark. It was impossible to see the person. I was walking in this direction. He was approaching on the street on his little motorcycle. And he passes, hola, profesor. And he continued. I turned around and said, hola. He just continued. In a back street, como los backstreet boys. Backstreet, los callejones de atrás. In the back streets of Alicante. So, when I became well known and people started recognizing me in public, in público, en las calles, I decided to wear a baseball cap. For the first time in 40 years, it's true, I never wear baseball caps, except when I played baseball, when I was a child and teenager. I was a good baseball player when I was 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old. Yeah. But after that, never. It's not my style. No es mi estilo. However, when I became well known and people started recognizing me, reconociéndome, in public, I decided to wear a baseball cap for the first time in 40 years. Now people usually don't recognize me. Yeah. However, about 2 months ago, I was wearing a baseball cap and I was wearing headphones. Yeah, but headphones, notables, headphones, listening to music. And I was in the retiro, and I was walking, and a couple, the woman said, Señor Vaughan. She recognized me. With the headphones and the baseball cap and the beard, everything. She recognized me. No escapatoria. You can't escape. Okay, that's it for today with our paragraphs. Nancy Johnson. Wow, Nancy. ¿Qué le pasa ahora a esta señora? Nancy Johnson can't find the right kind of curtains she wants for George Clooney's bedroom. Oh, pobre George Clooney. Nancy no sabe qué tipo de cortinas comprar para el dormitorio de George. Yeah. Nancy can't find the right kind of curtains. She can't find the right kind, la clase correcto, la tipo correcto. The right kinds of curtains. Curtains. Escrito curtain. Curtain. Ten como número 10, ten. Curtain. Cur. Nancy Johnson can't find the right kind of curtains for George Clooney's bedroom. She's been working on the decoration of his house for over 5 months. Lleva 5 meses ya. She's been working on. Estoy trabajando en ello, Tranquilo. I'm working on it. I'm working in it? No. I'm working in this company, but I'm working on the problem here. I'm working on your English. Estoy trabajando en tu inglés. I'm working on it. And she's working on the decoration of George Clooney's house for over 5 months now. And despite the problem with the curtains, and despite Y a pesar del problema con las cortinas, and despite the problem with the curtains, she's never felt better in her life. Wow. Nunca se ha sentido mejor en su vida. Well, she's very happy, despite the problem with the curtains. What kind of curtains? Oh. Yeah. Despite the problem with the curtains, she's never felt better, to feel good. I feel good, I feel fine, I feel. Me siento, me encuentro bien hoy. I feel fine, I feel good. I feel well, curiosamente no se dice. En español sí, me siento bien, me encuentro bien hoy. Se dice bien, well. Es correcto, pero si dices I feel well, se entiende, me siento restablecido, ya no estoy enfermo. Se recuperado, digamos. I feel well. Ahora me siento bien, me encuentro bien, listo para conquistar el mundo. I feel good. Me siento bueno. I feel good. Or I feel fine. There's a song by the Beatles. I feel fine. The entry, the guitar entry, el riff inicial, and I feel fine is incredible. George Harrison, or John Lennon, probably George Harrison. It's incredibly good entry. Probably the top 20 in history of rock and pop is I Feel Fine. And she feels good. She's never felt better in her life. She works non-stop. N-O-N, non-stop, non-stop. Se dice para vuelos directos que sin escala is non-stop. A non-stop flight. Technically, a direct flight, se dice vuelo directo en inglés también. Technically, a direct flight and a non-stop flight are different. A direct flight, for example, Madrid, Dallas. Non-stop. Madrid, Dallas. New York, Dallas. But the same plane, no tienes que bajar el avión. That's a direct flight. You don't, in the same plane. It stops in New York, more passengers, and continues. That's a direct flight. Non-stop, a non-stop flight is sin escala. No, they don't stop. However, if you say direct flight, people understand. All right, so, and to work non-stop. Marty y yo trabajamos aquí sin parar. We work non-stop. Hacemos 3 programas seguidos. Pam, pam, pam. Como churros. Yeah, I guess sí. Churrería televisiva. All right, we work non-stop. Se dice mucho non-stop. Con work, de forma figurada aquí. To work non-stop. Yes. She works non-stop from Wednesday through Sunday. She works non-stop Wednesday through Sunday. De miércoles a domingo inclusive. Por eso digo through. All right, through. All right, through. Este libro es domingo. Esto es miércoles. And she's working. Y working hasta atravesar domingo. Okay? A ver. Lunes, she goes to Nebraska, to Lincoln. All right, to work. Pero es americano. Los británicos suelen decir, con razón, from Wednesday to Sunday. Pero los americanos, para remarcar, decimos through Sunday muchas veces. Both are correct. Monday to Friday, Monday through Friday. Se oyen los dos. Yo trabajo de lunes a viernes. I work from Monday to Friday. But many people say I work from Monday through Friday. Atravesando el día del viernes, o sea, hasta el viernes inclusive. All right. Don't worry. Both are correct. So, she works non-stop from Wednesday through Sunday in Aspen, studying the house, drawing designs, calling her client, Mr. Clooney, and dealing with all kinds of suppliers of materials and furniture. Okay. She does 4 things. She studies the house. Yeah. She studies the house. Yeah. She studies that corner. Okay, fine. For her decoration ideas. Okay. Y luego, ¿qué hace? She studies the house. She works nonstop from Monday through Sunday in Aspen, studying the house, drawing designs, dibujando diseños, diseñando diseños, okay, drawing designs, calling her client. Yeah. Hello, George. This is Nancy. Oh, hi, Nancy. How's everything? Fine, fine. Yeah. Listen, George, I have a question about your bedroom. What? So she calls George for indications. And finally, ¿qué más tiene que hacer con los proveedores, no? And finally, dealing with all kinds of suppliers, toda clase de proveedores. Sofá, sillones, ensolado, all kinds of suppliers she deals with. See you tomorrow.